Hello, DoctorJuice here. In this video, we're going to be going over INFJs versus ISFJs. Before we get started, if you like MBTI and Jungian functions, I recommend checking out the Facebook group we've got going on. I post a discussion topic every day. It's getting pretty active there now, and we got some really great discussions going on. I recommend checking it out. Click on the annotation or link in the description to get there. Without farther ado, what's the difference between an ISFJ and an INFJ? How do you decide which one you are? Well, first, let's go over some of their similarities. They both use extroverted feeling as their second or auxiliary functions. This is what's most readily seen in them, what society and other people see them as. Above all, FE seeks social harmony, making sure people are getting along and the social situation is going smoothly. As long as people are benefiting, getting along, and are happy, FE is also happy. So INFJs and ISFJs are often good at smoothing over conflict, making people feel important or cared for, things like that. Now, these are the traits that everyone sees. But the biggest part of INFJs and ISFJs is what lies beneath the surface. What's going on underneath the surface? They're both internalizing their experiences and creating mental maps of their experiences. INFJs and ISFJs differ in the types of maps they create. Say what? Internalizing experiences, mental maps. What are you talking about, Dr. Juice? Don't worry, keep watching. It will all make sense soon. Now, let's look at some of the unique characteristics of INFJs and ISFJs. First, let's look at the ISFJ. They're often stereotyped as mindless drones who just work to serve others. This is a terribly shallow assessment, and it isn't even a good stereotype. There's a very deep side to ISFJs, and I hope you can learn that from this video. If there's one thing that you take away from this video, I hope it's that. So, ISFJs internalize sensory experiences. Now by that, I mean the experiences they have are becoming a part of them, shaping who they are. You are what you experience, says the ISFJ. Now these experiences that they internalize, they're sensory experiences, sensory information. That means it's real, tangible, and directly observable. These walls, the color shirt that I'm wearing, these are all things that you can directly reference and consciously be aware of. That's what I mean by sensory information. ISFJs will latch on to specific areas involving types of sensory information that they find enjoyable. For example, if they like trains, they will find out everything there is to know about them, becoming an expert in them. So ISFJs specialize in areas, becoming experts at them. They zoom in on all of the specifics, the nitty-gritty details of something, creating a highly detailed map of all experiences related to their area of interest. They will continually build and build on this map, making it more and more detailed and complete over time. Because the information they take in becomes a part of them, the ISFJ wants to make sure they're taking in information they enjoy and like, and avoid new types of information so as not to pollute themselves. If you're going head-to-head with an ISFJ and their area of expertise, you better watch out, because it's hard to beat an ISFJ at their own area of expertise. So there's all these things about ISFJs that I just mentioned. How does this compare to INFJs? Okay. So ISFJs create highly detailed maps of specific areas they're interested in, zooming in. For INFJs, they're making mental maps as well, but instead of zooming in on specific areas, they're zooming out in order to look at concepts and the general picture of what's going on. Because for the INFJ, the content of the information is not what's important. What is important are the core ideas at the center of those concepts, and the signs, symbols, and patterns associated with them. Similar to how the ISFJ will specialize in a specific area, the INFJ will focus on a singular idea or topic. They'll often go to the very core of that idea and try to look at it from a whole new perspective. They take the very fundamental assumptions used to look at a situation and flip them or change them, completely transforming their perspective on how they look at the situation. This gives them a whole new vantage point. So, for example, let's say there's a group of people trying to fit a square peg into a circular hole. Now, NE, extroverted intuition, is going to try to think up all sorts of different ways to fit that peg into the hole. Should we try to put it in sideways, upside down? Should we put it in at an angle? What if we coat it with something? That's extroverted intuition. But INFJs, they have introverted intuition. So they'll look at the core of that perspective and flip it, maybe asking the question, what if we had a circular peg? So oftentimes, INFJs will look at a situation in a whole new way, surprising everybody once they hear about it. No wonder people often laud INFJs and INTJs as having amazing insight. Now, this insight doesn't pop up out of thin air. There is a very rich and lengthy process behind it. No wonder INFJs feel the need to cut themselves off from the external world in order to meditate on a problem. So, as you can see, introverted sensing and introverted intuition are completely different processes. Hopefully, this video helps you identify which one you used. If you like what you saw, I recommend joining our Facebook group and subscribing for more MBTI videos. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to send me a message or leave me a comment below.